The love and hip-hop world is currently rattled by a scandal. Jessica White has recently committed an act that is unthinkable. In an unexpected turn of events, she disclosed private direct messages from none other than Mendeecees Harris, and it's safe to say that Yandy is not pleased with the news. The internet is ablaze, fans are in a state of shock, and the query on everyone's mind is, what was in those messages that Yandy did not want anyone to see? Jessica is not concealing her intentions, and the evidence she is providing is causing a ripple effect throughout the industry. Some are labeling it betrayal, others say it's karma catching up. However, one thing is certain, this is about to transform everything for Yandy and Mendeecees. Is this the beginning of the end for one of the most talked about couples in reality TV, or is there more to this narrative than meets the eye? As the truth is eventually revealed, we will be deconstructing every detail, explosive revelation, and reaction. Stay tuned. The revelations that Jessica made will astound you, and Yandy's subsequent actions will leave you in awe. For weeks, Jessica White had been contemplating whether or not to disclose this information, observing, waiting, and deliberating. But when she eventually did, the internet exploded. Screenshots of DMs, allegedly from Mendeecees Harris, started circulating like wildfire, and fans were left speechless. The messages weren't just casual conversations. They hinted at something deeper, something that could shatter the apparently perfect image Yandy and Mendeecees have been trying to maintain. Jessica didn't just release a bomb. She set off a whole chain reaction that no one could stop. The instant she released the receipts, social media went into a frenzy. People started dissecting every single message, looking for clues, attempting to piece together what had really been going on behind the scenes. And Yandy, she was nowhere to be located. The normally outspoken reality star, who always had a response for everything, had abruptly gone silent. That silence spoke volumes. But let's rewind for a second. How did we even get here? Why did Jessica decide to place Mendeecees on blast? According to sources close to her, Jessica had been knowing her tongue for far too long. She had seen things, heard things, and had a gut sense that something wasn't right. But it wasn't until she got her hands on the actual communications that she knew she had undeniable proof. The instant she saw them, she knew she couldn't keep quiet any longer. Those who have followed Love and Hip Hop know that Mendeecees and Yandy's relationship has been through its fair share of ups and downs. From legal troubles to allegations of infidelity, they've weathered it all, or at least that's what they wanted people to believe. But Jessica's revelations painted a different picture. According to her, these DMs weren't just benign exchanges. They had a tone, an energy that suggested something much larger had been going on. As soon as the screenshots hit the internet, fans began speculating. Some believed Jessica without doubt, saying it was only a matter of time before Mendeecees got exposed. Others weren't so confident, accusing her of trying to stir up drama for clout. But Jessica didn't just post the messages and disappear, she had more to say. Going live on Instagram, she confronted the situation directly. Her voice was calm but firm, her expression solemn. "I wasn't even going to do this," she began, shaking her head. "But you know what? I'm exhausted. I'm tired of witnessing women get played, lied to, manipulated. I wasn't going to say anything, but at some point, the truth has to come out." Her followers flooded the comments, begging her to spill all the details. And she did. She explained how she first found out about the messages, how she confronted Mendeecees in private, and how his reaction only made things worse. According to Jessica, instead of denying everything outright, he attempted to downplay it. It was nothing, he supposedly told her, just a misunderstanding. But Jessica wasn't buying it, and neither were the fans. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Jessica implied that Yandy already knew. "This isn't news to her," she said cryptically. "Trust me." That one statement sent the internet into a tailspin. If Yandy knew about the communications, why hadn't she said anything? Was she attempting to protect Mendeecees? Was she hiding up yet another scandal? The concerns kept piling up, and Yandy's silence wasn't helping. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was nowhere to be located. No statements, no responses, just complete radio silence. And that only made matters worse. People started speculating that he was attempting to figure out how to spin the situation before speaking out. But at this juncture, the damage had already been done. The messages were out there, the conversations were happening, and no amount of damage control could expunge what Jessica had revealed. As more and more individuals started weighing in on the situation, old rumors about Mendeecees began resurfacing. Fans dug up prior allegations, previous cheating scandals, and moments from Love and Hip Hop where Yandy seemed to be holding back something. It was like a domino effect. One revelation led to another, and before anyone could comprehend it all, the entire internet was talking about them. Then, just when people thought it couldn't get any messier, Jessica revealed another bombshell. She claimed that Mendeecees had been in her DMs too, long before all of this went public. She didn't provide screenshots this time, but she didn't need to. Just the implication was enough to send shockwaves through social media. If true, this changed everything. It meant Mendeecees had been playing a hazardous game, one that was now blowing up in his face. But the true question remained, where was Yandy in all of this? Why hadn't she addressed the situation? Some people speculated that she was attempting to figure out her next move. Others believed she was merely trying to avoid giving the drama more attention. But one thing was clear, she couldn't stay silent indefinitely. The pressure was building, and sooner or later, she would have to respond. And then, just as people began wondering if Yandy was going to pretend this never happened, something unexpected happened. A cryptic post surfaced on her Instagram story. Just 3 simple words, "I see everything." No explanation, no context, just that. Fans immediately began analyzing what it could mean. Was she calling out Jessica? Was she acknowledging the messages? Or was this just her method of letting people know she wasn't going to be played for a fool? The drama was only just beginning, and if there was one thing everyone knew about Yandy and Mendeecees, it was that their story was far from over. The internet was already in pandemonium over Jessica White's bombshell, but Yandy Smith's cryptic response only added fuel to the fire. "I see everything." That was all she posted, yet it sent fans into a frenzy. What did she mean? Was she acknowledging that she knew about Mendeecees' messages? Was she discreetly confirming the rumors? Or was this a warning to Jessica that she wasn't going to let this slide? People started digging through Yandy's social media, seeking for any clues that might hint at how she was really feeling. They analyzed her recent posts, her liked tweets, even her past interviews, trying to discover a pattern. And then, someone observed something strange. Yandy had quietly unfollowed Mendeecees on Instagram. That one small action spoke loudly than words. Within minutes, blogs picked up on it. Hi, Yandy, while you went off LLW's of making a statement without actually saying anything. But if she really was done with Mendeecees, why hadn't she spoken out directly? Jessica, on the other hand, was not done chatting. She went live again, this time addressing Yandy directly. "Listen, I know she's watching. I know she sees everything. But sis, at some point, you gotta quit covering for him," she said, shaking her head. "This ain't the first time, and we both know it won't be the last." Jessica wasn't backing down. In fact, she doubled down, alleging that Mendeecees had been doing this for years, and that Yandy had been turning a blind eye. "I got no reason to lie," Jessica insisted. "I didn't wake up one day and decide to start drama. I placed this out there because women need to stop accepting this kind of behavior. It don't matter how much history you got with somebody. If they keep humiliating you, at some point you gotta walk away." The comment section exploded. Some admirers praised Jessica for speaking out, saying she was doing what needed to be done. Others accused her of being messy and attempting to ruin Yandy's family. But regardless of which side people were on, one thing was clear: this scandal wasn't winding down anytime soon. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was still mute. No posts, no responses, nothing. Some people speculated that he was attempting to wait out the storm, hoping it would blow over. Others thought he was scrambling behind the scenes, attempting to do damage control. But with every passing hour that he stayed silent, the worse it looked for him. Then, out of nowhere, a voice memo leaked. A short, grainy audio recording allegedly featuring Mendeecees talking about the situation. The clip was only a few seconds long, but it was enough to send shockwaves through social media. "I ain't even worried about that girl, man," the voice allegedly Mendeecees said. "She just want attention. This whole idea is stupid." The second the audio hit the internet, fans went crazy. Some believed it was genuine, others thought it might have been edited. But either way, it added another layer to the drama. If this really was Mendeecees, then he was dismissing Jessica's claims entirely. But if that was the case, why hadn't he said it publicly? Why was his only response a disclosed voice memo? Jessica, of course, wasted no time responding. "Oh, so now I just want attention," she said sarcastically in a follow-up live. "If I wanted attention, I would have dropped everything I got. But I didn't. I put out enough for y'all to see the truth. And trust me, there's more where that came from." That was all it took to send the internet into another meltdown. What else did she have? More messages? Videos? Was she about to expose even more? The anticipation was murdering people, and Jessica knew exactly what she was doing. But before she could release anything else, Yandy finally broke her reticence. And when she did, no one was ready for what she had to say. In a surprise move, Yandy went live, not with a statement, not with fury, but with a calm and collected demeanor. "Listen," she began, her tone controlled but firm. "I know y'all want me to come on here screaming and crying, but that's not what I'm gonna do. Because at the end of the day, I'm not fresh to this. I've been through worse. And I will always handle my business the way I see proper." She didn't confirm or deny the messages. She didn't call out Jessica directly. Instead, she made it plain that whatever was happening, she was dealing with it on her own terms. "The internet doesn't run my life," she continued. "I don't answer to blogs. I don't answer to comments. I handle my family the way I handle my family. And that's all I have to say." The way she delivered her message was enough to make people question everything. Was she standing by Mendeecees? Was she indirectly acknowledging that the messages were real? Or was she just attempting to avoid giving Jessica the satisfaction of a public meltdown? Whatever her rationale, her response only left people with more questions. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more complicated, a new wrinkle emerged. Jessica posted another screenshot. This time, a conversation between her and a mutual friend. The messages were vague, but they hinted at something even bigger than just DMs. "You know this isn't the first time," the acquaintance allegedly wrote. "There's way more to this story." Fans went into detective mode, trying to figure out what it meant. Was this confirmation that Mendeecees had been doing this for years? Were there other people involved? And most importantly, was Yandy actually cognizant of it all? The internet was on fire, and the tension was at an all-time high. But the greatest bombshell was still yet to come. Because Jessica wasn't done chatting. In fact, she had one more ploy up her sleeve, something that would take this entire scandal to the next level. And when she eventually dropped it, there would be no going back. Just when the internet thought it had seen everything, Jessica White decided to ramp the drama up another notch. She had indicated that there was more where that came from, but no one was prepared for what she was about to drop next. Late at night, when social media was already bustling with discussions about Yandy's response, Jessica posted something that sent shockwaves through the internet, a screen recording. It wasn't just another screenshot of a text exchange. No, this was a full-fledged screen recording of her scrolling through her communications with Mendeecees. Fans held their breath as she scrolled past the very same DMs she had already released. But then, there it was, a new set of communications. These weren't just flirtatious communications or a few playful emojis. These were messages that suggested something far worse, something that made it obvious Mendeecees wasn't just having casual conversations with Jessica. It appeared that he had made pledges, promises that, if true, could destroy everything he had constructed with Yandy. One message, allegedly from Mendeecees, read, "You know how things are with me and her? I just need time to figure this out." Another one said, "You already know how I feel about you. Just keep this between us." Fans immediately latched onto those words, "Keep this between us." That phrase alone was enough to send Twitter into a meltdown. Was Mendeecees attempting to juggle two women at the same time? Had he been luring Jessica on while still maintaining his public relationship with Yandy? Jessica didn't say much in her caption. All she wrote was, "I told YALL," and that was enough. Within minutes, the post was everywhere. The shade rooms, gossip blogs, Twitter threads, everyone was dissecting every detail of the messages, trying to piece together the real story. Some fans believed Jessica completely, saying that the proof was undeniable. Others were more skeptical, questioning why she was releasing everything so strategically, instead of dropping all the evidence at once. But regardless of what people believed, there was one individual whose reaction the world was waiting for: Yandy. For hours, Yandy stayed silent. No Instagram posts, no stories, no cryptic messages, just silence. And that silence spoke volumes. Was she trying to process everything behind the scenes? Was she talking to Mendeecees, trying to get the truth from him? Or was she simply refusing to give this situation any more energy? Fans couldn't help but compare this scandal to past rumors about Mendeecees. Over the years, there had been whispers of infidelity, but nothing had ever been confirmed. Yandy had always stood by her man, brushing off the accusations and maintaining a strong front. But this time, things felt different. This time, there was evidence, and not just vague allegations, actual messages. Then finally, Mendeecees himself broke his silence. But instead of posting a statement or going live, he did something unexpected. He dropped a blurry, low-quality Instagram story with just one sentence. "You all believe anything." That was it. No denial, no explanation, just a vague dismissal. But if he thought that was going to calm things down, he was dead wrong. Jessica wasted no time clapping back. Within minutes of his post, she went live again, looking directly into the camera with a smirk. "I love how people always want to act like the internet just makes stuff up," she said. "Like, sir, did I text myself? Did I Photoshop a whole conversation? Did I screen record imaginary messages? Come on now." She paused for a moment, letting her words sink in before delivering the real blow. "But you know what? I'm not even furious at you. You doing what men always do, lying until they can't lie no more. But I'ma make this real simple for you. Since you're saying people believe anything, how about I give them something they can't deny?" The comment section exploded. What does she mean? What else is she have? Jessica let the suspense build for a second before dropping another bombshell. "I wasn't even gonna do this," she said, shaking her head. "But since you wanna play dumb, I suppose it's time for the voice notes." The moment she said those words, social media went into a frenzy. Voice notes? People immediately knew this wasn't just another round of screenshots. If Jessica really had voice recordings of Mendeecees, then there was no way for him to talk his way out of this. Screenshots could be faked, text could be taken out of context, but voice recordings, that was a whole different level. Fans were glued to her live, waiting, scarcely breathing. And then she pressed play. The first clip was brief, just Mendeecees' voice saying, "You already know how I feel about you. You just gotta be patient." The second one, though, that was the one that broke the internet. In the clip, a male voice, allegedly Mendeecees, was heard laughing. "Man, Yandy be trippin'. She claims she know everything, but she don't even got a clue. She think I'm always on business calls. Whole time I be talking to you." That was all it took. The live chat went wild. The blogs reposted it within minutes. Memes flooded Twitter. "Not Mendeecees clowning Yandy behind her back," one person tweeted. "If this is real, he is done." Jessica just sat there, watching the chaos unfold in real time. And then she ended her live with one final message. I told you all from the beginning, I don't lie. The internet was officially in flames. But the biggest issue remained, how was Yandy going to respond to this? Because at this point, there was no ignoring it. There was no playing it off. This wasn't just some messy rumor anymore. This was confirmation, and for Yandy, the truth was finally out in the open for the whole world to see. But just when people thought they had seen it all, Yandy made a move that no one expected, and what she did next would change everything. As the internet exploded with reactions to the leaked voice notes, all eyes turned to Yandy. Fans flooded her social media with comments demanding a response. Everyone wanted to know, was she going to deny it, defend Mendeecees, or ultimately acknowledge the truth? But Yandy, she remained completely silent. No Instagram posts, no cryptic quotes, no shady song lyrics, just nothing. And that silence only made the situation worse. Because when a scandal like this drops, people anticipate damage control. They expect some kind of reaction. But instead, Yandy's silence left admirers speculating. Was she too embarrassed to speak out? Was she waiting to have a private conversation with Mendeecees before saying anything? Or was she simply refusing to give Jessica the attention she wanted? The blogs kept the pressure on, reposting the leaked voice notes over and over again. Fans dissected every word, trying to determine if the audio was real. Some claimed the voice didn't sound exactly like Mendeecees, while others argued that it was undeniable. But no matter what side people were on, one thing was clear, this wasn't going away anytime soon. Then eventually Yandy made her move. She went live on Instagram, but instead of addressing the drama head-on, she did something no one saw coming. She was sitting in her car, wearing sunglasses, her face unreadable. The live started with a long silence as she scrolled through the comments. People were virtually imploring her to speak, and then she let out a small laugh. "So, you'll really believe anything, huh?" she said, shaking her head. That one sentence sent shockwaves through the internet. Was she labeling the messages fake? Was she saying Jessica was lying? Or was she just attempting to act unbothered? She leaned closer to the camera, adjusting her sunglasses. "Let me make something real clear. I don't argue with people who need attention. I don't go back and forth with people who wake up every day looking for clout. My life is too fortunate for that." Fans in the comments were split. Some were cheering her on, saying she was handling it with class. Others, though, weren't persuaded. "Girl, is it fake or not?" One person typed, "Blink twice if you need help." Another joked. Yandy continued, "People love to twist narratives. People love to create drama where there is none. But at the end of the day, I know the truth, and the truth always wins." Then, without addressing a single specific detail of the scandal, she ended the live. That was it. No denial, no confirmation, just a vague message that left everyone even more confused. But before fans could even process what just happened, Mendeecees made his next move. Unlike Yandy, he wasn't about to sit back and let the internet run wild with theories. Within an hour of Yandy's live, Mendeecees posted a video of himself on Instagram. He was sitting in his home, staring directly into the camera. "I wasn't even gonna say nothing," he began. "Because honestly, this is so ridiculous. But since people want to play games, let's talk about it." Fans leaned in, waiting for him to either confess or shut down the rumors. First of all, those messages. Phony. Straight up phony. I don't know who put that together, but y'all gotta stop believing everything you see on the internet. Then he addressed the voice notes. "As for that so-called recording, bro, anybody can edit a voice memo. You all ever heard of AI? Deepfakes? People out here creating whole fake conversations just to go viral." The internet wasn't buying it. "Sir, you want us to believe ChatGPT wrote your DMs?" Someone commented, "This the weakest excuse I've ever heard," another fan posted. But Mendeecees wasn't done. "And let's talk about this girl, Jessica. She been trying to get clout off my name for years. Years. This ain't nothing new. Every time she needs attention, she finds a way to bring me up. It's actually sad at this juncture. Jessica, of course, wasted no time clapping back. Within minutes of Mendeecees' video, she jumped on Instagram and posted a message, gaslighting 101. When a man gets caught, he calls the woman crazy. She followed it up with the cryptic message, if I was lying, you would have sent me a cease and desist. But you won't, because you know I got more. Play with me if you want to. That last sentence set the internet on fire. More? What else did she have? Another round of texts. More voice notes? A video? The speculation was limitless. Fans were riveted to their phones, waiting for the next chapter of this drama to unfold. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, sources close to Yandy were allegedly telling blogs that she was deeply hurt, but handling things privately. Some insiders even claimed that she and Mendeecees were having serious conversations about their future. One report suggested that Yandy was weighing her options, whether to stay and fight for her family or ultimately walk away. But then, just when people thought the story was dying down, Jessica dropped the greatest bombshell yet. She posted a solitary Instagram story. It was a black screen with just one sentence written in white text. I tried to be nice. But now, game on. And just like that, the internet was back in chaos. What did she mean? Was she about to expose even more secrets? Would Yandy eventually break her silence in a real way? And most importantly, could Mendeecees withstand another round of receipts? One thing was for sure, this story was far from over. And there you have it, drama, secrets, and a scandal that just won't cease. But now we want to hear from you. Do you believe Jessica is telling the truth, or is this just another desperate attempt for clout? And what about Yandy? Should she believe Mendeecees, or is it time for her to ultimately walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story is far from over. And trust me, you don't want to miss what transpires next. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on because when the next bombshell lands, you'll want to be the first to know. Hit that like button if you love the tea, share this with your friends, and remain tuned because this scandal is only getting started.